Team Fire. Scores. Three, two, one, go.
Welcome back, everybody. We are just going to do a bit of a showcase match here with the technical difficulties we're experiencing, having trouble getting all the squads into the lobby. We're just going to do a little bit of a 2v2 since that seems to be functioning effectively for us right now. But Spectrum already away with the early point, and this 2v2 dynamic is really unique in that you have to kind of have a goalie and and a pusher. If you both commit to the push, it's really going to require the coordination and teamwork to make sure that you're both ensuring there's no flanks coming, nobody's trying to cap your OBJ. Like you just saw there, Spectrum 4 kind of dipped right in and got the cap early. So he did a pretty nice job of securing himself with that OBJ, and curious to see if we'll see any really more caps come through. Right now we have one on defense, a bit of a one-on-one between these two, trying to duke it out. Virtuality's two trying to land the shots on the Spectrum, but can't quite navigate around his pillar in time, and now a push coming in from the backside of Virtuality's 5 gets Team Ice on the board.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we have ourselves a bit of a 2v2 grudge match. A nice ball game going here. Virtuality's 5 getting scooped up by Spectrum. Nice couple of shots there, and man, those scores really stacking up for Spectrum 4. He's figured out how to fire that pistol and land those shots, and he's now going to try and grab himself with some middle points. Gets himself a little bit of a coverage there, but quickly takes some rounds, and now actually that right side is in the hands of Virtual Realities. Have it under control, but they could easily lose. Oh, they could have easily lost their center OBJ. Nice defense coming in from the one remaining on the Virtualities. And they do have their goalie. That's essentially what he is. He's going to be managing the points around the objective, making sure they're not picking any of those up to allow them to advance forward. And, oh, here comes the team push. A nice team up there to grab one kill. They need to continue to utilize the time they have now to push forward. They're not grabbing any points and grabbing land, unfortunately, so they're not really gaining any advantage off that kill. And that's where the strategy really comes into this game. They have to understand that once you get a kill, you have time. You have a person is down for a certain amount of time. Right now, the objective completely open for Team Fire. Virtuality's trying to cap, but he forgets about the spawning. You can come in right behind, have that height advantage. The duel going in the middle here. Finally, Virtuality's on the board, gets himself. Well, he's actually the one that's gotten all the kills. Virtuality's 5, the one struggling to find himself and put himself on the board. Major malfunction also trying to get onto the board. Hasn't found himself with a pick yet, but he has been doing a great job defending. Not a lot of points, making it tough for this Ice team to secure land, and just like that, Spectrum 4 able to capitalize. But he is getting flanked. Major malfunction has to watch his left side, keep his eyes peeled across the map. Thankfully, spawn comes in from Fire, and they manage to catch him before he can grab it. But they certainly need to regain land on the right side. Quick retreat after capturing some towers there, ensuring it's going to be a bit of a time here before VR5 comes around. And now he can actually drop back here and defend, although will he? It looks like both of them are going to be pushing forward. In the meantime, they're getting flanked. Thing is, though, is that they can cap faster together, but can they get back in time? VR5 punching in the code, the shots come in, down goes the shield, and he's picked off just before he can cap the OBJ. Nice job of Spectrum to fall back. And actually, I like their strategy. Sending 2 up the middle, grabbing those points, grabbing some land, applying the pressure, then allowing them to quickly drop back to the objective when it gets captured. It's not that hard for them to fall back and defend fast. You can really teleport between nodes you've capped in a flash, just like VR5 is here as he's dashed forward onto Spectrum 4. Spectrum 4 tries to drop back but can't do it. Now we're getting a two-pronged push from Virtual Realities. Quick retreat, falls back to the sneaky side, and that's exactly what he needs. Team Fire's in serious trouble right now. The cap coming in from Virtual Realities 5, he's got the cover. No defender here.
Team Ice scores.
Virtual Realities back
3, 2
in the lead. Reset to both sides. This is interesting. We have hard carries coming in from both sides. You can see on your scoreboard up there, Spectrum 4, 11 to 10, meanwhile 11 to 4 for Virtual Realities 2. So A lot of trading been going on here. We're about to have a little bit more. Spectrum 4 able to find himself a pick. Major Malfunction finds a pick, and this is the time for this squad to push forward. Team Fire can grab some land, advance forward here. You see Spectrum 4 trying to make his way up. He is threatening that spawn OBJ, but he's going to get pinched from both sides if he's not careful. He caps a nice middle point. I think he's going to wait for Virtual Realities to do something. He forgets. Doesn't anticipate the cross there on his backside, and he goes down. In the meantime, Virtual Realities 5 has been capturing all these side points. They're just going completely unnoticed by Spectrum. Here comes another cap. They have to drop back, have to cap in time. Virtual Reality's tucking up against this pyramid. Shots coming in from Malfunction, and they don't land in time. Ice advancing their lead up 3-1.
3, 2, 1, go.
Name of the game is capturing land. If you do it together as a team, it actually enhances the speed at which you do it. So it's interesting to see so little cooperation come in here. I'm curious to see once we get deeper into the finals, semis, if we will see teams coordinating capping points so that they can have one member quickly advance forward to that position, help defend from there, then they split off. There's so much strategy that can be involved here, and just grabbing land and pushing yourself forward. It's interesting to see come in here. No shield wall there, but he does manage to get a kill. One thing also is interesting is that there's always a gap in your play coverage. So you don't always have full walls standing up to drop back against Virtual Reality 5 here. Missing a bit of a wall there, and he gets easily scooped up. Ice getting picked off. And finally, it looks like Spectrum 4 is going to decide to try and grab land on the side. He does realize once the defense comes back, it's his turn to return, but he quickly gets picked off as he does try and drop back. Major Malfunction goes down, and Ice going to advance forward, maybe looking at another potential point. They have no land, so it's going to take some time for them to push forward here. But they are trying to do it. Shots come in from Malfunction, a huge pickup for him, as that was a hard push up the center. Bit of a trade between Ice and Fire there. Major Malfunction, low on HP, gets scooped up. Spectrum 4 on the opposite end, putting out some rounds to VR5 in the trade, going in favor of Ice. VR5 with barely a fraction of health left. And some pickups coming in for Virtual Reality's 2 key pickups, allowing 5 to push forward, grab this forward land here. And look at that map. It is totally in favor of Ice right now. A couple of open points that Fire can utilize, but not enough time.
Well done.
Round 1 favoring Virtualities. A nice job. Good pickup from them.